brief explanation before addressing a question about the lead levels in children's blood in Port Pirie to the Minister for Health and Wellbeing.
Is leave granted? Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr President. We've heard the disturbing news reported today that the average amount of lead in the blood of children living in Port Pirie is at its highest point in 10 years, which that latest testing data has recently revealed. Indeed, South Australian Health's full-year testing for the past year, 2019, shows that average blood lead level in children who are aged under 5 being at 5.4 micrograms per decilitre of blood. This is a 20% increase on the results for the previous year and the worst since 2010. As we know, the World Health Organization has noted and repeatedly warned that there is actually no safe level of exposure to lead. My questions to the Minister are, what actions will SA Health take in response to this latest news? What are the framework that we can expect that SA Health will implement to work with Port Pirie's targeted lead abatement program? And are any additional monies to be expended on addressing this serious health concern?
Call the Minister for Health and Wellbeing.
I thank the honourable member for his question. The analysis of children's blood lead levels in Port Pirie was released. Has been released. The analysis shows improvement in 2 of the reported blood measure levels, ongoing deterioration in 5 of the measures, despite lower average airborne lead emissions in 2019. These trends are attributable to a combination of high lead emissions in 3 years prior to 2019, unprecedented dry, windy weather patterns, the physiological delay in absorbed lead being excreted from the body, and improved laboratory precision in test results. The SA Health's primary response to lead levels is through the Environmental Health Program, and it was my privilege to visit there recently and see the excellent work being done, working with families and children, not only to test in terms of monitoring, but also in terms of education and support. The fact that we've had deteriorating blood lead levels soon after there's been improvements at the plant highlights that the lead burden on the city is substantial, and it will take time to recover. In terms of each individual child, once the lead is absorbed, it takes time for the lead levels to come down again. So it is a long-term project. When I was visiting the Port Pirie to discuss the issues with public health clinicians, they highlighted the diversity of issues. Obviously, certainly there's the issues in terms of the emissions from the plant, but Port Pirie is not alone compared with other South Australian families who might be living in a house with lead-based paint. There's also, in terms of the supporting families to maintain practices around the home, both inside the house and in the surrounds, in terms of public spaces, to make sure that we use environmental strategies to minimise the presence of lead and the absorption of lead. SA Health will continue with its environmental health program approach. It's not. My understanding is that SA Health's not a formal member of the TLAP, the Targeted Lead Abatement Program, but we are there as observers. We'll certainly be continuing to advocate within government to support NISTAR and the Port Pirie community in a long-term lead abatement program. This isn't a problem. This isn't an issue that's arisen overnight. My understanding, the smelter has been in operation for more than 100 years. and it certainly won't be fixed overnight either.